Hi everybody. So I'm having a better day because it's early in the morning and my tics don't act up as badly when I freshly wake up in the morning. So I wanted to do a little story time. This story time is going to include a little smoke, so a little wake and bake, just something that I have to do. So you might as well join me for it. Anyways, so basically, this is a little story time about just a recent event that happened. I went to Lion Country Safari, which is in my area, and it's a beautiful zoo that is open to where the animals roam free, and you drive through their plains of where they live, and eventually towards the end you make it to a water park. So I was super focused. Because I have to be very concentrated on my son. My son has Down syndrome, ADHD, and Tourette's. So he is wild. And it's hard to control him. And it can be very dangerous because he strays away, he walks away, he does not talk. So because he's non-speaking, it's a huge issue. He has very, very limited words that he uses, like good or ow, but that's kind of where it stops. He doesn't know to say mommy. He knows to say daddy, but he uses it in different terms, not just only calling for his father. So these are little tricky things with my son that make it really difficult for us to go out. Woo! Sorry, my tics are starting to happen. So we went out to the park, and rather than going through the whole trail, because we got a park pass for the summer, to take the kids out, we went through the drive-through zoo first, and we did this like a few days ago. So I'm telling a story about after the fact. So instead of us going through the drive-through zoo, we went straight to the water park. And the reason we did this is because the last time we didn't go to the water park, we missed out on it because it was completely packed and it was the weekend. So this time we went on Friday, it was a weekday, and it wasn't as packed. So it was less stressful for me because my Tourette's wouldn't be acting up as badly. It would be a lot more calm and under control. And that also because I take medication. So yeah. So here's the smoking part. Sorry, I'm just gonna cut off the the story just for a second. If you got them, smoke them. This helps to calm my Tourette's down a little bit too. So okay. So now going back into the story, we're at the water park and my son is amazed by all the water, the slides, all the stuff that's going on. So the first thing I do is, rather than take my little one, I take his twin sister, which she's a lot bigger than he is, and I take her on a slide, and it was like one of the bigger slides. And I didn't realize that she would be so scared. So I take her down, and she went down there screaming all the way on the way down. She was horrified, and I ruined it for all the small slides for her, which really sucked. So I know better not to start off with those next time with the kids. But and it was one kid, one person at a time. So it wasn't even like I could comfort her on the way down, holding her, letting her know that she's okay. And unfortunately, yeah, it just ruined it for her. But getting back to my son, her twin brother, we went to the smaller slides and water area. They literally have three. Sorry, I'm pointing out four. They have three. These three parks, it consists of like toddler, kitty, newborn baby kind of, you could take your smallest children there. The next one is for smaller children but that are getting a little bit bigger, and then the other one is for like full grown adults and you know, large kids. So it just ranged on how big their slides were. That's the range of, you know, from there. And no slides, which was like newborn kids and toddlers and everything like that, can go into that park. So they had 3 sections. It was really cool. Lion Country Safari has a lot of stuff for you to do. You definitely don't get bored. There's so much stuff there going on. The animal feedings, the fish feedings, the petting zoo. I mean, it was awesome. It was definitely plenty of stuff for us to do, but we got stuck at the water park because my son just refused to get. Fuck off! Wow. Sorry. Fuck off! Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. He whoa. Sorry. He refused to get out of the water. He wanted to continue going down, even after he bumped his head in the slide, because they have these tubular slides that you go down and you're just going through a tube. Because he refused to lay down, he sat up the entire time. At certain points when he was sliding from side to side, he bumped his head against the inside of the tube, and all I could hear on his way down was ow, ow, ow. And I felt so bad because I was like, oh no. But he still wanted to go back. He didn't want to stop. He wanted to continue going back through the slides, back, you know, up the stairs, going down the slides. We did this so much, you know, and I'm not built for this. My body is not built for this. It used to be, once upon a time, I used to be able to do stuff with my kids, you know, my older kids now, but when they were younger, we used to be able to do all these things, and it was never to any consequence. You know, there was never any point where it was like, oh no, you know, I can't do it for too long because I'm gonna hurt myself. Now it's like, oh no, I'm hurting. You know, I feel the pain, and it was aching, and it was so painful, you know, because it's bending down, holding his hand, going up these steps, and then having to follow him down that slide just to get down as quickly as possible. I had my husband there with me, so he was at the end of the slide to capture him while I was at the top of the slide, you know, bringing him up and making sure that he doesn't fall. Because his hand-eye coordination still isn't all that great, and he has his little tumbles. But it was just so wonderful to see him have so much fun. You know, it was really, really great. He had a big smile on his face. He was splashing everywhere. We did have to get him every time he got close to little kids, because he doesn't know his strength. He will push down a child. He will push them down in the water, and he won't know that he's drowning the kid, you know? He won't understand that he's hurting another child. And when he goes for kids, he always goes for the smaller kids, you know? I guess they're easier to push and maneuver, and he just thinks that they're fun to play with. But it's so dangerous with him, you know, because he could hurt somebody else, you know, just trying to have fun for himself. So we're always hands-on, and it's a little bit of a headache, you know, to constantly be on top of somebody 24/7, and you really don't get a chance to enjoy yourself. So, you know, over time, my back, my neck, everything started kind of hurting me, and pain starts to build up. I don't know why, but me telling this story time is really giving me the worst headache. I'm getting pressure in the back of my brain just by talking, and it really sucks. And this happens every time I try to have a story time, or I try to tell a story about anything. So it really hurts, which is why my Tourette's is acting up. Anyways, so my whole point of my story time is, it was after the fact. When I got home, I had the worst case of my Tourette's was acting up, and I was having tic attacks. And my husband would talk to me, and the first thing that would come out of my mouth was, wow, Ray, fuck off, Ray, fuck off, Ray, Ray, wow, fuck off. Whoa, I'm triggering, whoa, whoa, I'm triggering myself by even talking about it. But basically, I was having this happening to me. Boom. woo, but it was going off really loud, and it was every time somebody had something to ask me, or when I was spoken to, my Tourette's would act up so badly. But other than that, it would be like normal. Everything was kind of fine. And then there were points where I was like, my back is hurting me so bad, I really have to lay down. I can't sit down anymore. I have to lay down. And the pain was just so searing, because it was like after all of that being on my feet for so long, um, it just it just collided onto my back, and it was just aching, throbbing, just terrible feeling, so whoa, oh wow, um I was trying to lay down, and then my husband was like, well, you need to wake up to get some dinner, and then eat. And every time that I got up, it was like another curse word was coming out. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, wow, fuck off, woof, woof, bitch, wow, 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 fuck off, wow, 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 sorry, whoa, whoa, um I, whoa, I was having tick attacks, like that, and they were going off so badly. I couldn't control anything that I was saying, or the volume of how it was coming out, and it was just fuck off, right? Wow, it was just wow. It was it was really difficult to do anything at all except to try to sleep. And I was trying to sleep it off is what I was doing. Between the pain and and the achiness in my back, I was just trying to like lay it off, sleep it off. And I found myself just end up sleeping the rest of the night. And anytime anybody asked me or anything, or asked me to get up or to take care of myself in any way, my Tourette's was just going off. And they were like, oh, forget about it. Oh, never mind. Oh, forget about it. And it was just difficult. I find that my medication works for the most part in the daytime, but if it comes down to my nerves and my feelings of like anxieties, that's when my Tourette's really starts to act up, on medication, to where I can't control it even though I'm taking medication. So that's another story of Tourette's. There you go. I just wanted to let you guys know, um, you know, uh, it's still happening. It's not gonna stop, but there are little story times where I can, explain to you what's happening, and how it happened to me, and things like that. Um, so yeah. Anyways, and I'm still dealing with, believe it or not, lactation because of my medication. So, that's also another thing that really sucks, because I get engorged. And anybody who has breastfed understands that term. It's basically when you're filling up with milk and there's no place for it to go, and it just starts to knot up, and it feels like rocks, are in your chest, and it hurts because it's literally stretching your skin. So yeah, it's not fun at all. Taking the medication to try to help my Tourette's, has its complications. So yep, that still dealing with that. But I think that's it for story time. I'm gonna wrap it up. Um, it it's always nice talking to you all. I hope next time I'll have some more stories for you. But in the meantime, hopefully this one will hold you off. um, but yeah, that's just the life that I'm dealing with. My ADHD really sucks because it causes rapid thoughts, and the rapid thoughts causes my Tourette's to act up, because there's times where things repeat itself in my head, or I'm just thinking of something and it literally comes out vocally, very loud, very abruptly, and usually with like, it feels like somebody slapping the back of my head, and it comes out like that. So yeah, Tourette's is it's still playing with me, it's still messing with me, but I deal with it the best that I can. And at least I got my weed to help me deal with some of the ADHD to subside with the depression and all the other anxieties that I get. Not to mention it helps with the muscle spasms and the stress of the back pain. So yeah, this stuff helps out a lot. Thank God it's legalized in Florida. So, thank you, our Mayor DeSantis, for that. But I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys all wow. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Be kind to each other. You never know what somebody's going through. They might be having a terrible day, like a really rotten day, and you don't know how rotten their day can be. It might be horrible, and you might say the wrong thing and just set that person off, and it could have been avoided just by being kind. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, kind of thing. But it's just a little thing that I learned when I was growing up. Just be kind to others and do unto others as you want them to do unto you. So be nice to one another, and spread joy and love as much as possible. Later.